What up, my peoples? Hang on, all my shit's busting. Welcome, welcome, Tex. How you doing, buddy? Looks like we had a follow right off the rip. Mr. Pingman, appreciate you, buddy. Get some tunes cranked. Okay, how you guys doing? How we be? Doing a quick check here, make sure all our settings and stuff are right. X, my recommendation. I think it should be live on YouTube and on Twitch. Not super familiar with YouTube. X, my recommendation. Okay. Working. Need to update. What's my schedule? What does my schedule show? Am I doing something different? Hour ahead, okay. Oh, really? You're talking about when you, like, if you go to my page, really? And you click in schedule. No, it says. God, it does. Oh, that's so annoying. Sorry, guys. Why is that a thing? So it's 2030 right now. So do I need to make it 2030? Daylight savings. That's super annoying. Let me make those changes real quick. 2130, 2130, activate. Guess that's how I save stuff. Nikki! Yes! Bro, I was hoping you'd be here. Holy shit, I'm glad to see you. Hang on, we're gonna get to you in a minute. Hang on, let me make sure I did these little updates properly. No, it still didn't. It's still not showing edit panels. Figure. So I guess I'm gonna remove that. 1/3. Yeah, I don't think you can even move that. Add a new one. Change it to 2130. One. Rather just. Oh, save settings. That's what I did. Okay. All right. So try that again. Refresh. And of course now it's an hour ahead. What the hell? Figure. You'd stop being a bitch. That's a great thing. It must be a bug where if you had 2030 before daylight savings, it like then made its own little adjustment. Save settings. Close out. There we go. Yeah, okay. We're good. We're good. Nikki. Bro. Hi. Welcome to the stream, my dude. Nikki. Oh my god. So, you know, as look, I tweeted you out, buddy. I put you on blast. If you know, I didn't figure you'd care. I mean, you would have said, hey, don't share this if you, but if you don't like this, just let me know and I will for sure get rid of it. Not a big deal. Yeah, during the pump, Nikki, like everything started pumping and I said rip Nikki from chat. Oh, that made me laugh. That was pretty. All right, so I need to just put up a little, we're live. Hey, what should be my clickbait? Guys, what's my good clickbait stream title? Or tweet, I guess. Yeah, you gotta get them in. Gotta debate them. What's it gonna be? What's the debate gonna be? About will we hit the all-time high tonight? Let's find out. How's that for debate, guys? You're live. And that's actually not far-fetched, and I'll explain why in a minute. Kind of crazy. I mean, this is pure debate. Like, this is pure just advertising. But I can actually justify it. That's all. That's what I'm trying. Friend request. Okay. Let's get back to Cardi Boy here. Cardi B. Okay, so this is actually, here's what the YouTube stuff looks like, if you're ever curious. Let me get rid of me and the chat box, just I'm sure you're like, hey, I wonder. Chat box. Okay, so it's just a very similar setup. A little bit behind though. Anyway, if you ever were like just Hintalga, what's up, man? 4 daily candles and 6 wicks to beat. I'll do you one better. I'll do you 2 better. Look at the dailies. We're just killing some time. We got our Bitcoin coffee. Just vibing. Got to an Elite 8 at the 8 o'clock tourney. Okay, so you're feeling good. Tex, let's look at daily closes. Okay. So what are we at right now? We're 1733. So the orange are the where the candles are solid. Trying to make a point. These are called the candle bodies. So there's the bodies and the wicks. The body is where it closed. So what this price action is telling you is that the candle opened here. You see the bottom of the body. It opened here. It sold off to this point. It went up to the top of the green line. So the price action went up and it then came back down and closed right here. Okay, so that is what this candle is telling you. Like, there's a lot of information built into the candle. But what I'm trying to say is, looking at the days that have closed above 17,700, we have $17,730 is that close, and then that, yeah. So about 5 candles, 5 days. Bitcoin has been higher than this price for a like enclosed for a total of about 5 days. Absolutely wild. And I'll tell you something else that I saw today from there's a Tom Crypto who is on YouTube a lot, and he's kind of taken me under his wing. He's been a really nice dude. But one of the things he was talking about on his stream today is, if you think about it, there's new Bitcoin every 10 minutes, right? We talk about that with the miners and all that kind of stuff. Well, every 10 minutes since this period of time, right, when we were up here, every 10 minutes, new Bitcoin had to be bought to keep the price where it is. So the fact that we've gone through all this and now we're back. Grizzly, what's up, man? So the fact that we're back here 3 years later, back to the same price, but with all the Bitcoin that was bought throughout all this period of time, that, like, the market cap is higher than it's ever been, because there's new Bitcoin that came into being, you know, between here and here. So there's more money in Bitcoin, despite being below the all-time high. There's more money in it than there ever has been, which is kind of cool, kind of exciting. That's actually like an even more important way to look at it than just what is the price today. So I just thought that was cool. I hadn't looked at it. I had not looked at things like that, and that's absolutely a fair way to look. Get my little screen here thing looking up. All right, Grizzly, think it'll retrace like 4 years ago? Yeah, and I'm gonna get into that here in just a second. I gotta turn my fan. Okay. All right. Grizzly. To answer your question, yeah, I do. And we will get into lots of explanations. And I actually learned a new feature of TradingView, which is really cool, that will help with what I'm going to explain. But the punchline is, every parabolic curve, it all, where's my little brush? Here it is. They always crash hard, and then they'll probably continue up, right? But if you're looking for a good entry, like the psychology is you will want to buy up in here, like, because all your friends are making money and you're seeing all these people getting rich and all kinds of stuff. But the reality is the proper entry is either somewhere like halfway up and then you ride it and sell, or you wait for it to break and consolidate, and then you be the guy entering, you know, at different positions there, wherever. But what I learned on TradingView is actually pretty cool. So again, we'll get into that in a minute. All right, Tex, but how much of that is still in the market from the last stream? We're expecting a retrace, Grizz. Yeah. What were you talking about, Tex, on the how much of that is still on the market from the last stream? Pantalga may not be relevant question at this time, but investors can only identify capitulations after they have occurred. Oh, investors can only identify capitulation after they have occurred. Is that a true statement? I think that's fair. I think it's fair also to expect capitulation at some point. But until it happens, you can't really, like, true capitulation. Let me show you. True capitulation is this, like the COVID dump. That is capitulation. Another one was this massive sell-off right here. But that, you had a big macro pattern that broke down, so that's a little bit different. The COVID one was the truest sense of capitulation that I've ever seen. It is literally people just panic selling. This, I mean, this one candle, let's see, you like if you look up here, guys, TradingView will read you the candle information. So if I just rest the mouse there, it opened at like $8,000 almost, and it closed at 4,800. I mean, that sell-off right there. I hadn't seen anything like that. That was crazy. First time I'd experienced something like that. That's capitulation. So in that sense, yes. But people could argue that this is also capitulation because I mean, it went from 6,300 down to 3,000. I mean, it's like a 50% move in a couple weeks. And I would argue that a lot of people saw that coming. Back then, I did not see this pattern and did not understand. In fact, I'm pretty sure I thought that was the floor and it was going to continue up. But like in hindsight, that was a terrible fall, and I've learned, you know, a lot since then. Anyway, there's my 2 cents. All right, quant graph that shows how much is being pulled from the exchanges. That's daily. Yeah. That graph, I love that thing. Holy crap, that's bullish. Let's pull up what was it? CryptoQuant.com? I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Let's pull that up real quick. Get out of here. Yes, it's this guy. So let's start at the COVID dump. I just think this is really interesting. There, can you see that? Yeah, okay. So the COVID dump, a lot of people, this orange line is Bitcoin being moved to exchanges, like to be bought, sold, whatever, traded. And we can see right here that during this period of time, man, I hate that it doesn't show it perfectly all the time. Sorry, hang on. How do I auto scale? There we go. We can see that right here at this period of time that a ton of Bitcoin was added to be sold. And it was sold, but ever since then, there's been what's called a supply side crisis, where as the price is spiking up, there's less to be bought. So people are paying a premium more and more. They're paying more and more and more as the price is going. So the, you know, assumption would be that it's going, at least until it crashes. The question is, where's the top? That's always the question. Everyone wants to know, where's the top? Let's go back to 2017. We have 2 really interesting price levels. One was at 17,800. We can see we had lots of interaction there. In fact, let me keep kind of making this even more clear. We had wicks. We had candle bodies that opened and closed around it. Again, here and here. I mean, we had all kinds of interaction there. And then the very next one, the next one that was actually interesting, is 19,700. So, based on what happened historically, back at the same period of time, all right, let's get our mark the all-time high. So that white line is the prior all-time high. And since, like we've been talking about each stream, oops, like we've been talking about, the last US election was actually during this little period of time. And then this massive pump went and touched the prior all-time high before it retraced. 35%. I put out a tweet on that just to kind of set people's expectations here. I think something similar would happen. I think we're being teed up for something like that. I mean, it could blue ball us, and it would be like this rally stopping here. It would be kind of like if we stopped where we are right now. I mean, that's always a possibility. There's no crystal balls. Nobody knows. But it seems like a very poetic Bitcoin thing to to go up, do the same thing again, get everyone hyper bullish. Like right now, everyone's kind of like interested, but they're waiting to buy back in. And really what you want to see is people are like, I can't wait anymore. It's going to leave without me. The train's leaving the state. And people are getting like, they're like shaking, getting worked up. You're getting the text messages from grandma asking about Bitcoin. And that's what you want to see before the rug pull. All right. So here's what I wanted to show you guys. This is part of what I had planned for tonight. Tuesdays are my, like, I actually put some thought into what's going on and try to plan things ahead. So let's go back in time. Come with me back in time. All right, and we're gonna act like this price level right here is our $10,000 level. We're just pretending somewhere like there, and we're gonna see what happens and experience it ourselves. What this run up would feel like if we saw it. All right, so I'm gonna catch up on chat real quick, and then we're gonna play this game, have this experiment. I think you're gonna enjoy it. Okay, it would be interesting to, this is text. It would be interesting to have the total created with you as well, so you can know the ratio available for trade, see how much the market is getting squeezed from the halving. The whales no. Yeah. I mean, you could calculate it absolutely, and there are metrics out there. It's not especially useful for me per se. So it's not anything that I have pulled up. All right, Grandma FOMO says Alka is an indicator. Not even wearing a sleeveless shirt on Topless Tuesday. Wow. Pantaga, he's more conservative on Thursdays. Yeah, I got sleeves. I'm repping my my Mighty Oaks. Guys, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but they help guys who come back from overseas kind of settle. So I like to wear their stuff. Okay, so again, under the guise of should I buy right now or should I wait, right? Because this is like the $1 million questions, what everyone's asking. Let's pretend like we're kind of like right here. This is about the $11,000 to $12,000 range, but back in time, and let's watch what happens. It's like putting in the VHS. We're gonna rewind it, and we're gonna live it ourselves. These are 4-hour candles, so we should be able to have some fun with this. So, guys, if you use TradingView, there's this option called Replay, and you guys can play with this all you want. So you click Replay, you get this red bar, and then you can click it somewhere, and it will act like you're starting at that point in time. Okay, so it's like boom, we're there. We don't know what's coming. We have not seen the future yet. We're living right here. Okay. And then I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to adjust the speed just a hair and then start it. Okay. So this is actually showing us the 4-hour candles. So, I mean, it's quicker, but imagine seeing this. Like, oh my God, it was like basically you go to bed and you wake up. You're like, whoa, it was just $800 the other day. Now it's 900. Oh, I wonder if I should. Now I'll wait till it falls. I'll wait till it falls. You see it falling right there and you're like, yeah. Okay, here we go. I'm going to buy in. Just fall a little more and then I'll buy. And then it keeps pushing. Oh my God, it keeps pushing. Oh my God. So I'm going to slow it down here just a little bit so we can really soak this up. Okay. So the prior all-time high, we had not hit it. It's that white line up there. So we're not there yet. But again, just imagine yourself seeing this, because again, the reason I'm showing you this is I think this is where we are right now. Like we're essentially in this kind of an uptrend. I mean, look at this is December 30th. This was the kind of the end of the US elections. I mean, everything is very similar to where we were. All right, so let's keep looking. Price is refusing to go down. It's continuing to move up. Up. Oh my God, it's still going up. About this time, I mean, come on. You'd be lying if you said, like, if you had been interested in buying here and then you see it up here, you're probably going to buy. You're going to FOMO in. You just are. Because you're thinking, look, that's the all-time high. As soon as that breaks, it's going to be gone. Okay, here we go. Look, it just broke the all-time high. It cracked it. Oh my God, it cracked it. Boom. Do you see that? That was a single 4-hour candle. Did you guys catch that? This is how fast that stuff can turn around, which is why I know you can't see because I have this lime green post-it note that I like to type things on. But this is why my very first topic for tonight is bulls take the stairs and bears take the window. Bulls take the stairs, bears take the window. All right, and I didn't make that up. That's like an old saying, but I wanted to let you guys experience that. All right, let's just see that one more time, kind of there at the end, and then I'll pause it. These are 4-hour candles. This is not a big period of time. This is like going to work in the morning and then about lunchtime, just checking it and seeing what happened. So we have an attack, a break, a second 4-hour. Oh man, a major. Here we go. We're going. Look at that. All right, so as far as the size of the move, that was a market sell of 21%. 21%! So 10% of 20,000, which is our all-time high now, 10%, okay, it's 2,000 bucks. So that's like watching it go from 20,000 to 16,000, like that. Like fucking that. It's actually wild how similar this thought process is to mine, Grizzly. Yeah, well, I like it. I'm glad you're thinking like that. Tex, we're working for the long haul, not the savings. Was that bomb worldwide or just Bitfinex? Good question. Let us see. So here's Coinbase. Go back in time on Coinbase and find out. So here's our prior all-time high. All right, we'll do the same thing. We're going to zoom in. We're on the 4-hour. We're going to do our jump 2. And we're just going to start it kind of in that last little leg up. All right, so we're already at about 1,000. And we know in hindsight that it falls. But let's see. Let's check Coinbase. Retail center of the world, right, for crypto. And Nikki, I know it was worldwide, but I know people want like actual proof. So here's the proof. We can actually show it. All right, so there's our prior all-time high level right there. Broke. Oh. So that one took 2 candles. So it must have been, its timing must have been a little bit different. That was a 25% move. So that actually fell harder than than on Bitfinex. As far as like candle move goes. As a candle, it was still 20%. Sometimes it's only one exchange. Someone had sold 1 Bitcoin for 1 million USD. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of crazy stories like that. So stuff will happen. So that being said, this is why I constantly refer back to this bad boy. Because as soon as you're feeling euphoric, that thrill, or maybe you FOMO'd in because you're like, you finally believe in what's going to happen, that's about the time we're at the top. All right. So when I look at this chart on the 30-minute, this is, now we're back to current times. Okay. We're not even like here. Let me send this back to what about here? Okay. It's amazing to me how, even if I put it, here's on the 4-hour. There's our all-time high. It's amazing to me how similar things are setting up to be. So, what I personally expect, and again, who knows? I don't know anything. But what I expect is we're too close not to slap it. I think the guys who have pushed us up this far are going to push it that last little 10%. That last little shove. Just to get us up over the hump, get everyone in, and then rug pull city. That's my just total guess. Crystal ball. I got my crystal ball here. I'm shaking the 8 ball. I'm reading what it says. I mean, but we don't really know. That's just my my guesstimate. Yes, things happen, but not in this situation. Everyone thought that it was the all-time high. Yeah. It was a big deal. An entire cycle has been complete. It was like, wasn't it 4 years peak to peak? Go back and look. So we're back at this point. Let me exit the replay. Yes, I want to exit that. Go back. I don't remember. Oh. Here we go. Okay, peak to peak here. Let's get our date measurement tool. Peak to peak was almost 1,200 days. Divided by 365. So 3 1/3 years. Yeah, that's a big fucking deal. And then to see that in the moment we see, just like I promise you, once we attack 20K, it will feel no different. Like people will be that just as excited and then get screwed somehow. It just will happen. I'm sure it'll happen. Now, let's talk about the realities of trading. Despite my conviction that something like that will happen, I will never completely sell all my Bitcoin because of that. Numbers can change, game doesn't. Yeah, that Alka just said that, and it's absolutely true. That's why this is a thing. If this wasn't a thing, like we wouldn't all just know it. This instinctively, this is real because it's crowd psychology. It's not just Bitcoin psychology or some kind of, you know, shoe market psychology or CS:GO item psychology. It's how groups of people think. That's just how it is. Grizzly, sorry I missed you earlier. We're playing with way higher numbers now is what's going to be interesting how this plays out. Yeah, maybe. Even though the numbers are different, dollars are constantly printed. Money is endless. The supply of dollars is literally endless. Okay? There's only 21 million Bitcoin. That's just going to keep driving the per Bitcoin price up. It's deflationary for a reason. Built that way. Okay, Nikki. Back to you, big guy. Back to you. And again, I'm still just in the killing time for a little bit. I know we covered that replay tool. I just thought that was fun. Nikki, where didn't I do that on our Litecoin chart? Didn't I write your entry down and I said let's check on Nikki? Oh no, did I blow it? Oh, I may have gotten rid of it. No, but I remember it. You said your entry was at 60. It was like that peak right there. I remember this when we were talking about that. So chat, Nikki had a very expensive lesson about betting against the trend and betting against macro breakouts. So he got a very nice initial short position. Really nice. That was solid as hell. But the market reversed on him. And despite this being, and we even talked about this, that this is a bearish pattern leading out of this breakout, which should scream reversal. But the fact that this is what happened historically was what was making us questionably bullish. Like there's anyone who said like, oh yeah, I knew 100% that was going to break up. They're full of shit. Even me, who's like put out charts for it and everything. No, but odds were good that it was going to break up because of just the fuckery of as soon as Bitcoin's attacking its all-time high, that's literally when Litecoin broke out last time. And then compared, you know, last meme triangle multi-year consolidation breakout, compare that to this one, and it's well underway to do the same thing. The last time Litecoin ended up pulling a 100x from the breakout. So that's going to be interesting to see if we get like say $5,000 Litecoin at the end of this next. Interesting. All right. Officially 90% is out, only 10% is mineable. Yeah. No, you're right. In fact, after a particular halving, the mining rewards get so small that there's only block fees. So the fee that you pay to actually send a transaction, that at some point, that's all a miner will get. They will not get a block reward. Or it's like negligible. It doesn't even compute. you have early adopters, midstream, and late. That's for everything. Let's see. 6545 says Nikki. Alka, high percent reversal, macro trend trumped micro. Yeah. Macro trend trumps the micro. That's exactly right. No matter how we painted this multi-year consolidation, it was a clear breakout. I mean, back to this one. This was a significant breakout, even on the daily, which is why I was like kind of tweeting about it and stuff, because the implications of Litecoin breaking out of its meme triangle, and the fact that the last time it did it was when Bitcoin attacked its prior all-time high, that's got me like foot to the floor bullish on what's going to happen here in the coming days. At least this last little push. But I also added position and had entrance price of 69. Everyone could see it on that screen. Honestly, I mean, I'm not going to... Nikki, I just kind of going to laugh about it and move on. You took a gamble. Anyone who gives you shit about it, you know, they didn't gamble $1,000 on any position. My gamble was spot. Most of my spot buys were like kind of in this range, like the mid 50 range. And I actually did a deal where I'll show you guys on stream one day, but I have some collectibles, and I bought some Litecoin collectibles from Charlie Lee, and I bought them. I bought the Litecoin that I used to buy his collectibles was actually down in this kind of period. I was kind of proud of that. This was when Bitcoin crashed real hard, and I bought in at like the $30 range for the Charlie Lee. That was kind of cool. But most of my long-term positions are in here because of this meme triangle. So now we're above it. Oh my god. Bullish. Oh my god, it's bullish. Okay. Good shot, man. I don't have the balls for that right now, says Tex. Yeah. All's okay. I just give more details. Sure. I got you, Nikki. I got you. I appreciate the transparency. I'll tell you another trade setup that's looking pretty good, Nikki. I'm gonna lie. Is Doge. Doge is looking pretty slick. The last time, this is on the Bitcoin ratio, because the last time Doge hit this 15 sats, it sat there for like 2 days, I want to say. Hold on, let's see. About 4 days before it reversed and pumped, and that pump coincided with Bitcoin breaking its prior all-time high. So the fact that Litecoin was breaking out while Doge was touching this historic low that it only did, like literally the only time it's touched that during a similar downtrend was when Bitcoin was about to break its all-time high. And the fact that all these Bitcoin pairs, like across the board, they're all looking like shit. They all look terrible, right? All that stuff was kind of pointing me to say I would not bet against Litecoin breaking out, because if Bitcoin's going to its all-time high, which I think it is, then Litecoin is breaking out. Like that's just the way I take it. Check ETC on Coinbase versus Binance happening right now. Okay. ETC. Who even charts ETC? Am I right, guys? ETC USD, I assume. Coinbase versus I lost you. Okay, Binance and Coinbase. Here's Coinbase. Let's see. Oh, interesting. There's Binance. So Binance had its pump and it's selling off. So it pumped 23% and it's already pulled back. Click the screen and now there we go. So it pumped 23%. Pulled back about 8. Bitfinex did the same. Coinbase is just going straight moon mission. Holy shit. Up to almost 30%. Which is almost... Wow. Okay. That's pretty significant. Are you gonna do are you gonna try to play that, Alka? Let me catch up on chat too. Nikki said, but this Doge rocket was pump and dump. Maybe, but maybe not, because literally everything Doge does is pump and dump. But it's, if you can time the pumps, that's all you're here to do, is to make money make more Bitcoin. So if you were a part of this, you turn 1 Bitcoin into 10 Bitcoin. And so that's what I'm saying is, you have an edge here. Literally the last time Bitcoin attacked its prior all-time high, which is at like 11K. Here, let me just show you, because I don't think you probably haven't seen it. So let me. Okay, so see, this is the prior all-time high right here, Nikki. This white line. All right, and then let's go to Doge Bitcoin. Look at how the timing of all this lines up. This is all I'm trying to say. So we attacked the all-time high. Doge had a little bump. Dumped, came back, really broke it, cleanly broke it. And during this period of breaking it, which I suppose was the market saying like, hey, this is a real deal, buckle up. That was the bottom for this Doge pump. And then Doge pulled a 10x on the Bitcoin pair. So that's all I'm trying to say. And now we appear to be coming to a very similar situation. Bitcoin is attacking its prior all-time high, or likely about to. At the same time, we're at the same price level that a massive pump happened before. So maybe nothing happens, right? But no crystal balls, but we'll see. See what happens. Alka, 15% difference in price between the two exchanges makes no sense. Yeah, I agree. I don't understand. Sold on the purple, locking in the gains. Could be another surprise for the next stream. Oh, I don't think it'll have the same pattern in the future, says Nikki. It might not. Yeah, so here's option B. Option A is it pumps like crazy. Option B is we make like a single Satoshi new low. I mean, any kind of new low. And as soon as we do, it's like redistribution city, and this thing goes to like 1 sat. I think. Just my personal opinion. Just like we've been watching the right chart here. Like TRX had a really nice setup when it had this massive breakout. But the more we've looked at it, the more we've studied it, go back to the 1 day so we can really see this pattern. The more we've studied it, the more we've decided that this looks like Wyckoff redistribute. So you can see how the key points of redistribution are very clear here. Form a trade range, break out of it massively to the upside. Form a trade range, break up out of it, up thrust, return to the trade range, and then continue the downtrend. So essentially this is saying that up thrust was just a pit stop and that we're continuing to make new lows. XMR, I think we're going to do the same thing. Now it has not played out yet. So again, at best, this is like a 50-50 thing. But as soon, like the key part of redistribution is as soon as price re-enters the trade range, and you can see it was actually like very clear. Break, bounce, or not break, hit, bounce, now break, retest, now continue downtrend. That's like a clear signal that, hey, this was not actually accumulation. This actually did. But what I'm not seeing do that, you see how like this is a sign that you should be out of your positions. This is a sign that you should be out of your positions. Back to my boy Doge. We did get that on a micro time frame, but we have broken below. And now we're coming up to historical support. So, you know, never know. Never know. It could be something, it could be nothing. But I think this is better than a blind guess. I think seeing this is like a 3-month pump when Bitcoin attacked its prior all-time high is a pretty clear signal that we may see something similar here. Me, I'm doing this. For TRX, it is a nice prediction. I like that. Yeah, thanks, man. I mean, we monitored this literally each stream. And the call was, and you know, take the call. Nobody's paying me for a call. This is just, we're just having a discussion here. The game theory here is once this breaks up and then retraces, the second it breaks back into the trade range, you're out. Like you cut your losses. That's it. Because almost every time that's telling you that we're going down. Now, if it had held kind of above this trade range and continued to grind sideways, we would actually feel pretty good about it. Like, just like Ethereum made a very similar trade range on the USD pair, but it's continuing to grind up. This is a very strong pattern. This is something you want to see. But if Ethereum broke down like sub 300, then the textbook would say expect it to go, once it's entered the top of this trade range, this being the trade range, once it's entered the top, expect it to go all the way to the bottom, all the way. And then most likely, if it's a breakout and then a return and down, the market had its chance to go up. The market is telling you it is not going up. So therefore it will most likely like continue down. That's what this is all about. Alka, you said, is it visible in volume? Can you clarify what you mean? Is what visible in volume? Nice job on selling on purple, by the way. I did see you say that on LTC. You were showing people move on that bomb. You talking about the Bitcoin? The Bitcoin bomb? Like back when we were going through the replay? Or the TRX bomb or what? The hiccup on Monero. Okay, got it. Yeah, let me turn on volume for you. Volume. Let me send this. Move to new flow. Okay. And let me actually kind of zoom this out so you can make a little more heads or tails of these. Is that what you wanted to see? Answer your question. This is on the 3-day. If you want me to adjust it, just Yeo. I don't trade that coin, sir. Yeah, this is what Mr. Frowny Face is for, because I was bullish for TRX and I didn't know why it was doing this, but hell, it went from June of 19 to August, September of 2020, like a year and a half almost accumulating before it exploded up. But whenever you see something like that where it explodes up and returns back to the trade range, again, that is a signal that you're going to go from the top straight to the bottom and then break through and continue to new lows. So that's my expectation, is a continuation. Rick, hey Jack, are you streaming on any other platform? YouTube keeps freezing. Yeah, I'm on Twitch. I'm on Twitch, Rick. So it's twitch.tv/CryptoJack, and the O is the 0 because some schmuck took it from me. So they already had the letter. So Rick, it is twitch.tv/CryptoJack. Someone grabbed my CryptoJack domain. Weird. You're gonna hit me up for Bitcoin, aren't you? You're gonna make me pay Bitcoin for that. Alka has bought the domain. Keeps trying to strong arm me. All right. So I like to teach you guys stuff. It's a Thursday. I mean, it's a Tuesday. Oh my God. It's a Tuesday, and I want to teach you guys some stuff. Okay. So here's what I want to teach you today. Yeah. Tuesdays are the learn new things days. And I'm not trying to be condescending. So some people have suggested maybe I talk down. I'm just saying this is like a classroom setting. That's kind of how I view it. And I want to bring things to your attention that maybe you haven't heard of before. And this particular thing that I want to talk about is how we use Google searches to call tops, to call macro tops. Okay. Maybe you know of this. Maybe you don't. Yeah, everyone's mad at me in the chat. Okay. Maybe you're familiar with this. Maybe you're not. But there is a way to use Google Trends to actually call a top. So let's kind of pull it up. Let's see. Let's dig into it. So all you do is Google Trends, and it trends.google.com. I didn't know what it was. And you can search multiple things. So let's just start with Bitcoin. And we're going to also add buy Bitcoin. Okay. Look at these two trends. This is telling you, so it's pulling up the US. Let's do worldwide. So there's a particular, these numbers that are like 90 and 50 and all that kind of stuff over this period of time. That's just a way of waiting. Hey, more people search for it, you know, during this period, like March through the month of March, than they did, say, in December and November before it. Okay, that's all this is kind of trying to tell you. What happens if we zoom out? What happens when we zoom out? Genki Rick, welcome, my dude. Rick, were you on YouTube? Were you who was asking me about that stuff? Let me know. Okay, but to finish this thought, check this out. Let's hide buy Bitcoin just for now, just to make this real clean. 5 years worldwide. Look at this search. Yeah, that was me. Okay, cool. Welcome, dude. Welcome. Look at this search pattern over 2017. And again, we like to go back to our Wall Street cheat sheet. Talk about it all the time. Talk about it all the time. Look back at what happened at the peak of 2017. This is literally the Bitcoin peak. All right. Alka, if I unfollow, then follow, do I make the jangle? I don't know. Try it. See what you think. So what we are looking for this next Bitcoin peak, the macro peak, is something very similar. We will expect a huge uptick in Bitcoin search, global searches. And this was not some random event, some like where you can just pick up like a newspaper and be like, oh, that one headline is the reason that global no, we're talking global searches. Okay, billions of people searching, and they all just happen to be searching the final 2 weeks of December of 2017, which literally coincides with the prior all-time high. That's not coincidence, okay? That is a reflection of crowd psychology, market psychology. It's exactly what happens. This is how these things go. So what gets me all like riled up and hot and horny is the fact that look where we are today. Okay, we are back almost to our prior all-time high. We're sitting there tickling it from the underside. At the same time that the search history is like nothing. It's like, oh yeah, people have a casual interest in Bitcoin. So, I mean, years of this like almost nothing kind of search history. And we're almost back to the prior all-time high. Nobody cares. There's an article here and there. You can kind of Google like Bitcoin news, and there's some kind of, hey, this guy made some money, but everyone's like, you know, okay, whatever. So the fact that we have not seen any uptick in search history has me extremely bullish. This is going to be good. It's going to be good. Check the Litecoin and ETH trends. Yeah, okay. It's a great idea. We'll check that over 5 years. Very similar. The peak was, if Bitcoin would, I mean, Bitcoin, if. Okay, so December 10th through 16th. Yeah, I mean, literally the top. Literally the top. December 15th, I think this is showing is the, oh no, the 18th is the top. Okay, so we're within a week of this particular Google trend. So people searched it out, made an entry, bought, sold, whatever. And that's from the 10th to the 16th. So that's like a week's period of time. So these charts call the top. This is what I'm trying to share. This is free alpha. Free alpha. Take it. Jinky Rich, there will be Jinky Rick. There will be a lot of media attention if all-time high is broken. This will fuel this up like crazy. Yeah. And I think you're right. Especially, imagine this scenario, because this is what I think personally. And there's no crystal balls, Rick. I'm very no bullshit. I'm going to share my thoughts, but don't go bankrupt over it. But this is kind of what I've been around a while, and this is the kind of stuff I tend to see. And I will share that with you. But what happened last time, we went over this a little bit earlier, is Bitcoin attacked its prior all-time high, which is this white line, and then sold off like a mofo. 36% over, I think it was a 1 week period. Let's switch it to the dailies and check that real quick. I think it was over 1 week it sold off. So here we go. There's our sell-off measurement. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candles. So in 8 days. So imagine the media is starting to pick up. You know, basically, I'm suggesting we're like right in here. We're going to have this last little upthrust. Get all kinds of stories and media, and everyone's like, oh, hurry, buy Bitcoin. You're going to miss the boat. And then it pulls back 30 to 40%. And everyone's left like, oh, F Bitcoin. This stuff's a scam. This is stupid. And then it continues its uptrend. That's kind of what I'm expecting to happen here. So we are so close to the prior all-time high. There we go. So this little white line's our prior all-time high. It's roughly 20K. And as far as measurable distance, from earlier today, we're like 11%, guys. 11%. This could happen tonight. It could just go straight up. And imagine how excited you'd feel to see that. I mean, no bullshit. Like, you might say that you're the coldest, you know, hardest dude in the room. You're like, yeah, whatever. It's kind of cool. No, you'd be calling people up. You'd be scared. Yeah, hell yeah. People getting excited. And then imagine again that, like, after you made those phone calls, it pulled all the way back to 12.5. All the way back to 12.5 or 13, you know, somewhere in this range. And you feel like such an idiot because you called your brother or your sister and you told them to buy in, and here they're underwater. Everyone's motherfucking you at like Christmas, and they're like, "Why, dude? Why'd you tell me to buy in? This is stupid. I thought you said this was good investment. Here we go." And as Tex said, straight back to our WAP line. If you're new to the stream, guys, we have what we called our WAP line, because if there's one line you buy on, this is what I suspect. As far as now, again, I have to give my little disclaimer. No one knows anything, and tomorrow could be different, and past performance is no indication of future blah blah blah. But our WAP line is the weekly 20 moving average, which during each prior bull run, after halving, immediately following the halving, has acted as very strong support until it's reached its ultimate high for that particular bull run. And then we have our downtrend, where we actually, like, the 20 weekly EMA acts as resistance until we finally break above it and start trending above it again. So the 2016, 2017 run, literally every touch of the 20 weekly was your buy signal. Every single freaking time until we hit the next, you know, the ultimate high. And we have other metrics for that, for saying, okay, now we're at the top. But look where our 20 weekly is right now. So if we are about at this point in the cycle, somewhere in there. I mean, we hadn't hit the prior all-time high, so really we're like in this. If we're there was 2 or 3 touches of this particular weekly moving average at some point. So if someone's looking for an entry, or what they think may be like a smart time to buy, it's this WAP line. We go. And Tex Army, who's in the chat, who just wrote that. I mean, his favorite song. Tell everyone you meet, even strangers, that his favorite song is WAP, the Grammy-nominated hit single WAP. He sings it all the time. His wife gets very upset. But this is where you double down. This is where you margin long. This is where you take a position. And even recently, when we had our big kind of 12% drop, it dropped straight into our 20 weekly moving average. Straight into it, and was not consistent, was not broken. I mean, it wicked below it a time or two, but that was it. That's the time to enter a new position. So that being said, we're very far away from that. So anyone who asks me personally, hey, would you buy right now? Would you buy this right this second? Schmidtcoin, what's up, man? I personally would suggest a wait for a retest of this, but you know, if you feel like you just can't wait and you got a FOMO in, just make, you know, be honest with yourself that it's a straight game, that you have the dice, you're tossing the dice, you're gonna see what happens, and it is what it is. You know, that's just all it is. But by the way, Schmitty, I'm sure you know this because you're actually, you know all the trading view tricks that I don't. But I just learned about the replay, the bar replay stuff. Have you used this on your streams? Because it's actually pretty wild. We were showing, I was going over with chat off this EMA. What is it? Oh, dude, you're gonna like this. You're gonna like this. Oh, Schmidt brought you here? Oh, damn. Schmidt's a good dude. Anytime I reference Wyckoff, even in a like inappropriate way where I'm not actually doing it accurately, it's from Schmitty. And so he's very quick to be like, hey, you're a fucking idiot. Bring all the boys to the yard. Okay, so Schmidt, check this out. You're gonna love this. So I was trying to explain to chat that the feeling of seeing this particular uptrend and knowing that it's going to pull back, it's different when you're in the moment. Like, it's hard to fight that feeling. So I was trying to give them an example. So what you can do is click this replay. That red line was out there. You click anywhere else on the chart, and now it starts it as if we don't know anything in the future. So all our trading starts now. Like, it's as if we got in a time machine, we went back in time. And so we're on 4-hour candles, and let's watch how this actually went down. We're on Bitfinex, but this is fairly representative of all exchanges. That white line up there is the prior all-time high. So imagine yourself watching this, because it feels very similar to what we're seeing today. I mean, it's just day after day, week after week of new high. A lot of people are like, oh, should I buy? Should I buy? I don't know. I don't think I will. It finally breaks, and then look at that nuke candle. Now, I just paused it intentionally to make the point, Schmitty, that... Yeah, I just saw your comment too, by the way. I was busy. To make the point that, Matt, like, I want you guys to live through what just happened. That people spent 2 weeks building a position, and literally in a single 4-hour candle, it has dropped 21%. The fear that goes through your bones. Okay? But in perspective, right? Let's let it keep running. The perspective here is it pulled all the way back to the 20 weekly EMA. Okay? Which is why on our weekly charts, we watch our WAP line. Because back during all this BS, this is what we're watching right here. It returned back to the 20 weekly. So this particular chart's on the weekly. This blue line is the 20 weekly EMA. Back to here. Back to low time frames. Again, this is a 4-hour. I'm telling you, if you're watching this, you're shitting your pants. Everyone you recommended to buy in during, you know, this prior uptrend, they hate you. Everyone's mad. No one's happy. No one gets nuggies. Runny Eggs, what's up, man? It did that on ETH like 2 months ago. Yeah. When it ran up to 500, and then it just nuclear swan dived. Yep. I suspect something very similar is not too far in our future. This is what I'm trying to say. That even if you're buying today, understand that you could wake up. You can sleep through a 4-hour candle, guys. Okay, so you may just wake up and all of a sudden you're 20% underwater, and that's normal. All right, let me catch up on chat here. Wyckoff question, and then he says, do composite operators act differently in regards to locking in entries for a long-term exit to get long-term taxes instead of short? I don't know. I think, Schmitty, what do you think on that? Personally, I feel like a composite operator is bigger than just a single entity worried about a single nation's taxes. Like, you got to think bigger than that. Like, we're not talking about one single Wall Street guy. You're talking about the earliest Bitcoin multi-million-dollar guy out of Greece. And does he really have to worry about taxes? Probably not. Like, I don't know. That's how I think about it. Schmitty, I missed your comment earlier. Buying any dip with significant size that isn't 30% is for, yeah, 100%. The Joker doesn't even fuck with IRS. Meaning it, yeah. So Schmitcoin was emphasizing the composite operator element, that it's not just one single dude, but it's like a multitude of things. It's AIs and sleazy old dudes with their hair greased back, and you know, the 10-year-old kid who's like a genius with a 400 IQ who bought in. He was like the first guy to buy Bitcoin ever. He is Satoshi. You know, those guys together make up the composite operator. Yeah, well put. Now, big money may take a position, but Alka, let's dive into this particular move. So it did pull back 30%, but if you're talking about taxes, take a look at this. The actual fall, the actual retrace, dump, whatever you want to call it, was on the 5th of January. So it was likely after the big boys, like the people who are worried about tax implications, they are already out by this point. So reasonably, a lot of the guys who were thinking about selling for tax, like they were already out back in here or earlier. So any of this. And likely, you know, if taxes were an issue, if they needed to rebuild a position, hell yeah, they locked and loaded down in there. Fuck yeah. Kidding me? There are many holders of crypto from East Europe. We are not get into attention taxation. Yep. I only know because when I was doing my physical trades, I met a few of those guys. And like one of the guys I met, he got here on his yacht, and when we asked him what he's been up to, he's like, oh, I'm retrofitting my 3 houses in the islands of Greece. That's actually what made me think of why I mentioned Greece earlier, because that was literally all he did. He's like, yeah, I just go and I find something I want to change, like a wall or whatever. And he's like, I've got about 30 to 40 million within those 3 homes. Okay. All right, dude. You have problems, I don't. That's where we're at. Maybe one day, give me another cycle, another crypto cycle or something. We'll get there. But yeah, I know there's a ton of European wealth like within this. So just to complete this thought here, even if you see a sell-off like this, don't be the chump that sells on the 20 weekly, or who sells after a 40% move to the downside within 8 days. Understand that you got caught. You got caught. It happens. Shit happens. Wait it out. Okay? This is assuming that you've just spot bought Bitcoin, that you're not underwater in some leverage position where you're about to have to like file for bank. Because if we just speed things along and see what happens again, it's still scary. A lot of scary things are still happening. I couldn't imagine trying to day trade all this. This is a clusterfuck. But the punchline is, the more you zoom out, number go up. NGU, number go up. Coincidentally, right in here is where a lot of alt positions were built. Doge, Litecoin, Ethereum, all of those saw tremendous upticks right in here. Anyway, Schmitty, I don't know if this would be helpful for you during your streams or not, but I thought that was kind of cool to try to put people in this, like, actually there, you know, take them back in time and see what it was like to view the candles just going up, 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 and then a 20% drawdown in a single candle. I couldn't. All right. The bar replay, I wanted to cover that. Okay. Cover the crypto quant stuff. This is the, if you were late to the stream, we were looking at how the reserve of so the Bitcoin reserves, this is the amount of Bitcoin that is on different exchanges to be bought or sold. So like when you see an uptick, that's typically before a decrease in price. Like especially when it's in a real, like a high volume in a real time. This is about a million Bitcoin added right, and that was at the COVID dump, literally sold off. Since then, it's been a 30% decrease. So we went from there being over 3 million Bitcoin to be bought all the way down to 2 as of November 17th. Pretty wild, guys, especially as you see the price spiking like it is. So we have Google Trends to our favor here. Google Trends is completely flat. You have the number of Bitcoins ready, like available to be sold, dropping by a significant amount. You have the all-time high easily within reach. Look, as we're talking, it's I'm watching on low time frames. This pattern I'm watching. Which actually, you know what I haven't thought of? Let's measure this real quick. So the measured move of this would be 1180. So 1180 from that breakout is 19. Holy hell. So if this actually plays out properly, and it was from here to here, that would put us at 19K. Pretty wild. We may make a new high here just while we're talking. Woo! All right, and just to be clear, guys, we may hit the all-time high tonight. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna piece you up real good. It could happen. The reason I say that, as a percentage, we're 11% away from the prior all-time high, which is absolutely possible. Alka says markets are closed. Stop. So some people who shall not be named, they tend to believe that big moves only happen when markets are open. But I don't know that I'm convinced of that. For example, I believe we just made a new high. A new yearly high. Actually, Coinbase is the more fun one to watch because the buying pressure is a lot stronger on Coinbase, I've noted. Oh, I mean, but so Alka said, well, if it does happen, there'll be a retrace. Well, yeah, I mean, I expect it. Hell, I want like a 50% retrace, but not yet. Not yet. I want it to happen when we're ready for it. All right, let's click through a couple alts. Ethereum on higher time frame. I mean, just doing like we thought. It's just kind of grinding to new highs. I'm a big fan of Ethereum. I think it's going to do great. Neo still has work to do to convince me it's in an uptrend. Remember how we had that discussion about redistribution? And when you have this, you have a trade range formed, a big break above the trade range, but then a return into it, how that could be redistribution. I know it doesn't make sense for the USD pair of anything to be going down right now, but until we break above this 16.5 to 16.7 and close above it consistently, I can't advocate for Neo. It may just turn around and melt faces. I just can't. Gotta get ready, dorms. Bye. Okay, see you, Schmitty. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Yeah, chat, by the way, before I forget, because I forgot earlier, Schmitcoin runs a paid group that is, it's really good for learning new things. Like when I was a part of it for a while and learned the little that I know about Wyckoff, that kind of stuff. So I like to let people know that if you're looking for an education source, that's a good place to go. But it's not, don't expect to be spoon-fed and get like an entry and an exit handed to you and all that kind of stuff. It's not that kind of trade group. So swap charts, we made a new high. Oh shit, yeah. What do you guys think? Okay, I'm just fucking with you. Don't leave me. Don't close the stream. I need your views, please. By the way, chat, I feel remiss if I don't add that I've kind of been nailing this. Okay, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying. All right. If you're appreciating this stuff, spread the word. All right. I do not make a lot of money doing this. This is really just for education. I'm helping you guys out. If you have people who have questions about Bitcoin, hell, they want to know what the halving is, send them my way. I will talk them through it. I will work them through it. That's what I'm here for. We'll talk it out. We'll see what's what. Talk them through it. And if you make a good trade, if something I tell you makes sense and you feel like you get an edge, make a play and it works out, good for you. Maybe sub, do something. I appreciate it. Gift a sub to somebody else who's new. I actually like that because it's not like I'm here for the $2 I get, but it's just kind of like we're building a community thing. What we're here making a community where I plan to be here 3 times a week for the next year. I mean, I'm here. So if you guys got questions at any point during that, I'm here for it. And right now we're watching $17,923. Hell yeah. Oh my god. So let's see here real quick. This is on Bitfinex. Yeah, okay, so like I was saying, Coinbase tends to outperform. A lot of the fiat like on-ramps tend to pop harder and faster than the Tether. Hate to be a resist. Yeah, dude, it's just bear soup after bear soup after bear. You know what we haven't looked at? Let's check this out real quick. So I'm over on my Twitter chart where I have margin trades. And people were short coming into this move. So there was some short pressure there. Not like a huge amount. But the fact that we are not seeing a massive spike in longs, which is what I would hope to not see. I don't like when we make these big up moves and then longs go crazy. But once they start to close out, I feel a lot better. And right now we have some longs, but it's not like a ridiculous amount. Like if we scroll back in time, pretty much when there's a huge directional spike in the funding, like for example, people were super bearish right here, and then the price like straight mooned on them. You don't want to be in the crowded trade. That's the punchline. And if you're kind of in like open, bunch open here and then they closed, open, closed, open, there's no real trend right now. It's like people are scared to be bullish. So that's kind of one of the signals I'm looking for. I want to see what happens when people get stupid bullish. And I'm thinking that's going to happen around 20K. I suspect. I mean, I don't know that. But get people bullish, get a ton of these margin long positions opened, and then rug pull straight down to the 20 EMA. That's the call. That's the call. The public, yeah. Tex is talking about one of the articles we covered 2 nights ago was actually right in here. And a big whale on Bybit was very loud and proud that he went margin short. Back over to this. He was margin short $100 million. And he was like, you know, beating his chest. And he's underwater. You better pray for that rug pull, son. You better be praying. It ain't no guarantee. He's 8% before any kind of margin. He's 8% underwater right now. 18K cracked. 18K. Let's go, chat. Let's go. Oh my God. I'm watching Doge Bitcoin fall back to 16 sats. So if we slap the prior all-time high at the same time Doge hits 15 sats and holds, guys, I'm gonna have nailed literally every call going into this if that happens. Can you look at Google Trends on the hour? I mean, you can't, like, even on the 30 days, you're not gonna get like meaning. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't really. You want something where you, when you compare it against a whole bunch of time, that it stands out. You're like, whoa, oh, this is Litecoin. Sorry, sorry. I just realized. All right, so go back to the hourly. Yeah, it's still 7 days. 7 days picked up. I mean, it's noticeable, but it's not like when you track it against 2017. Like it does anything. The Bahamas. Woo! All right, Charlie Lee. All right, let's see what happens here. I was gonna show you. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Look what happened back in this little meme. So we're gonna watch and see if something similar happens. If we have this breakout and then a retrace. These are 15-minute candles, so this is over like an hour or two. Breakout and then pulls all the way back. People are like, oh no, we're bearish again, but then it continued to grind up. Be interesting to see if we see. Here's the prior all-time high. And I'll even be generous and get a couple extra wicks in there. Okay. So if we see a retrace to here, then you would expect it to go all the way down to here. We'll see. We may not. Guys, how wild would it be? For real. For real. How wild would it be if we hit the all-time high on stream? Come on. You know what we can do? We can actually watch this in the seconds. Thanks to TradingView hooking me up. Oh, look at it go. We're gonna keep it on the seconds just to keep things wild, just to shake it up. We keep it on the 1 second chart. New high. Okay, remember what we just had this whole long discussion about FOMO. And about how you will usually end up in a rug pull and you feel really bad about yourself. So, remember that. Sir D, what's up, man? What's up? The 1 second chart is hilarious, by the way. I've actually never watched a breakout like this. Pretty damn. Like, oh, look at this resistance level. Oh my God. But it's like 30 seconds of time. Yeah, I bet the order books are getting eaten. I bet they are. Just like, here we go. Just like all the reserves are getting eaten over time. Nom 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 nom. I almost sold today, to be honest. Well, it's a good thing you joined the stream, Sir D. Tex, I'll hop in Discord here in a minute. We're waiting for the big spike. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting on. In fact, I need to like... You know what's another meme is how Coinbase goes down. So if anybody's on Coinbase, let me know if it actually goes down or not. It's like once gigantic spikes happen, people are like locking in like crazy, try to figure out what to do. Oh man. Guys, a 10% move. 10% move. That's all we need. I cannot believe that. And then we have fresh highs. Just push restart like in a game. Yeah. Oh, man. Crazy. I love how there's a the 1 second chart. Egg Proxy, what's up, man? You liking this? You liking these fresh highs? This is what I bring to you. When you guys sub to me, I bring you fresh new highs. Okay? This is what I'm here for. All right? Litecoin had a 20% move yesterday. Yeah. We have new highs. Ladies and gentlemen, we have new highs. Oh my God. Oh my God, we have new highs. Yeah, Litecoin will continue to make new highs, in my opinion. Because it broke out of a 3.5 year consolidation pattern. When you spend 3.5 years doing this, ping, 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 and then you finally do that, it's like, it's gonna get nuts. It's gonna get nuts. So hopefully you guys took a Litecoin long, and then you made so much money you could like put my kids through college. That's what I'm here for. Come on now. Low key need to fund me need to get a GoFundMe for a massive projector. Project the current price on your asshole neighbor's house. Peasant. Your house is merely my screen for my Bitcoin. I sit on my throne and watch. That's how it'll be. All right, what are you gonna do, price? So scary on a 1 second. Imagine trading this. Oh no, look at that dump. Oh my God. We're done. GG Bitcoin. Over. Market is retraced 0.5%, but it took up most of the screen, right? So that's scary. You know, while we're watching this, I will point out that Alka, who's in the chat, is really good with like bots. So if you guys had any questions on starting a bot or building a bot or whatever to like actually trade for you, just hit him up. The 1 second sucks. Take it off. Why does it suck? Because it's maybe it's you. Maybe you tuned in and you made it dump. Oh, look at, you're gonna send us back below 17. This is your fault. This is Wife of Jack's fault. Can we get some booze in chat? Lots of booze. Are you gonna buy? Are you buying for us now? I've been tuned in, please. Yo, everyone knows you don't want. Nikki. 2 million in short with times 20 at this price. That's crazy. That stuff happens though. I mean, I get the whale alert stuff on Twitter, and it's like all the big positions across multiple exchanges, and they're firing off this position, blah, 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 blah. There'll be like a $20 move. People get liquidated. Crazy. Nikki, go ahead and short Litecoin again. Actually, Litecoin's not really doing much. Well, let's kind of look at like on the hourly. My dotted lines are kind of prior resistance levels that I'm watching per hour. That like massive. So it's not necessarily like full. It's just a target 75s. All right, what's happening across the board? XMR. So the Bitcoin pairs. Some are shitting the bed. Some are going good. Link's going good. XMR is going down. TRX is making new lows. What else we got? Doge Bitcoin is 1 sat away from my target line that I've been watching since the break. Like almost, so a 50% drop is what I've been waiting for. 40%, whatever that is. 36. EOS making new lows. Let's see what Ethereum Bitcoin's doing. This is one I don't typically look at. Ethereum Bitcoin's not looking super good, actually. You can make the argument that if this low holds, you can make some kind of bottom out of it, but I don't love it. I don't like the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. I don't think it looks good. I think Ethereum USD looks phenomenal, and that makes me like rock hard, but Ethereum Bitcoin just doesn't look good to me. Maybe I'm just missing something. I've never really traded this chart though, so maybe I'm just not the guy. I'm not your shill. I was playing with some trend lines. This is not like God's trend line or anything, but this was just, I don't know. I'll keep an eye on it. Dragon, my boy Dragon. Same deal. Redistribution. Trade range. Huge breakup. Return. Go from one side to the other. Then break below. Retest. Keep going. So I'm sure it'll make new lows. Womp womp. As most alts do. Oh, Link broke out of its little meme resistance line. Lincoln's in the 14s, yeah. My Link boys. Oh, I missed a bunch of stuff. I'm sorry. Are there any exchanges that will let you trade below 1 Satoshi? I think there is, but I'm not super familiar with them. But I've heard the rumors that they're there, that they are out there. I like this crap. That's good. So, chat, we've been discussing how Link is, in our opinion, in my opinion, I don't know if I'm speaking that, but in my opinion, Link looks to me a lot like Ethereum did in its early days. Ethereum just hit 490, by the way. So in its early days, when it started its little uptrend, it just it had no, it was like no breaks. It was like only an uptrend. And I'm wondering if Link, it's just speculation, right? It's not like I know the guys that made Link. I don't care. But I'm just speculating, especially by how strong the Link Bitcoin pair is. I mean, literally no other chart looks this strong. None. No Bitcoin pair looks this strong. We're used to seeing like these kind of charts where they're just like pff, new low after new low. But the Link Bitcoin pair looks so strong that I think Link USD will do some damage. Serious damage. Prem, appreciate you for helping us out, Jack. You're welcome, Prem. By the way, I've had some people say that YouTube's been giving them trouble. You have some issues. I'm on Twitch. So Crypto Jack, you can see in my little name down in here. The O is the number. So twitch.tv/CryptoJack. Sometimes that works. All right. Alka Linkbot entered 13.3 but got spooked. Got in at 13.15 earlier today. Oh, good, Rick. That's a good price. Let's look at how the price history of Link. Link's been just like doing nuts. So it's broken out of its, I'm going to say, low time frame consolidation pattern, where it was like kind of smacking the same high, say high. The trigger, what you should have noticed is that we had consistent highs. So your signal would have been to rebuy once we re-entered the trade range. See, let me pause to just make this point here, because I think this could benefit you guys. Maybe you already know it. But there's a saying, and I can actually show it on these charts. All right, I'm going to draw a parallel channel. This is our we're going to make a trade range and discuss just market theory. Okay, market theory. Market theory is when you have a genuine trade range, which is 5 or more touches, okay? And then you have a break of said trade range. Once the price on volume is important, but let's just assume that this particular break is important. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you have a break on volume, once it returns, that is the market's way of telling you we're headed for the opposite side. And like that's like a 90% play, not 90, let's call it 75% play, that we're going to go to the opposite side. And there's like a non-zero chance that we're going to break through it and form new highs. Because the whole reason that it broke, did not continue, and returned, that is the market's way of saying, nope, down's not the right way. Let's try the other way. And the only other way is up here. Because when price is in a channel, it's just there for a period of time. And then it has to go one way or the other. It has to go up or down. It's either going to go here or it's going to go here. And then find a way to continue going that way. So let's look at what like Link has done over time. So it's formed this consolidation. That is scary because if you traded that in particular, you most likely would have closed. This is early Link though. This is like 2018. Let's say it's like that. Still, you would have been spooked by that. But as soon as we started breaking and closing above it, you would have longed. And then set a stop loss for somewhere within the trade range. Okay, so now we have another one. That would have been scary. But look, just like we were saying, a return to the trade range is almost always a guarantee that we're going to go to the opposite side. And that trade range came from this first touch and these second touches. All right, so let's see where we are now. Oh, and again, we broke up, we returned. We didn't go quite to the bottom. Hey, thanks for the follow, Zach. Zach the Terrible. Appreciate the follow, buddy. Especially somebody, like I'm new, so every little follow, I'm like, hey, that's great. And again, you know, we had a break up and then a return to the trade range, and look, we went straight down to the bottom. So the way that I prefer to trade a lot of these is to play the re-entries. So, for example, up in here, you would maybe cautiously have been long. I don't know. But then once we returned, you would have either entered your shorts at these wicks or sold off and just waited for a better time to spot buy. And then same thing in here. You know, you would have been short or closed your longs or whatever once we're down in here, and then entered a long once we re-entered. And you can see we did the exact same thing. We went down, we came back, retested that trade range, and now we're breaking up and out. So it's going to be the same thing. This is either going to continue up and form, you know, the next trade range and do its little ping pong dance, or it's just going to keep playing this game where it returns and blah, blah, blah. Bounce, bounce, bounce. So we'll see. If our macro theory on Bitcoin is right, where Bitcoin's going to pull back like 30 or 40% once it hits whatever its ultimate price target, I think that's going to be interesting to watch what the alts do. All right, so let me catch up on chat real quick. Rick got in at 13.15. My first buy since 2017. Awesome. Dude, that's awesome. I love it. What caught my eye was actually, you remember Bitcoin Schmitcoin, who was just in here. He and I play a lot of games together, and we're real big macro traders. And so we will play PC games like shooters and stuff to take our mind off the charts, to like really as a way to let time pass. because we're making plays that will take days or weeks to fill. And you can't just sit there and just laser beam stare at the chart. You gotta have something to do. And so for us, it's just to play games and kind of escape, right? So that being said, during our games and stuff, when price was like up in here, he was the one who was like, hey man, you should look into the link. Its chart looks pretty good. And so I looked and like, oh damn, it's like the forever uptrend. And then I just happened to see it started selling off, and my long-term bags actually start, the highest is at $10 and the lowest is at 8. So this particular wick right here, these 3 or 4 daily candles were the majority of my entry. So we'll see what happens. I'm actually pretty happy with that, given the timing of it all. I mean, hell, I'd love to have been in the 50-cent range or the 20-cent range, but I'm not gonna lie to you and act like I did. I didn't. I'll tell you right where I got it, right in there. We'll see what happens. Let's see how Litecoin's handling this. Litecoin's still popping like a champ. Still doing its thing. I think this line that it's fighting is pretty strong, really, because it goes all the way back to here. There's a lot of activity. Break above, below, multiple touches. So this is just the point where buyers and sellers trade hands, and then I would expect it to continue on. Because again, if this is just a larger version of this, this was a 100x move from the breakout. So you could argue that, you know, we're headed to like $6,000 if it does the same thing. If it is, and who knows, shit often doesn't do the same thing twice. Oh, by the way, guys, check this out. Let's go back to the 1 second and go to what Coinbase did while we were talking. 8150. 18150. Maybe one day I'll be able to say 81,150. Huh? New highs again? Guys, this is wild as hell. I'm actually placing a limit sell order on my exchange because I'm worried about exchanges going down as price really spikes. I think it's going to be, you may want to go ahead and if your plan is to exit at a particular time, now would be the time to consider doing. We shall see. Still going, nice entry, the 1.6 fib retracement from the 17 run. Yeah, from the $17 run. Absolutely. Honestly, it was as simple as, whoa, it's like $10 and it got to 22 or something. Yeah, I'll take that. Sure. Hell yeah. Now's a good time. Flip. Bye. 18.2, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. This is wild. This girl's going for it. Whoa, what do we get? Thanks for the follow, 11th night. Appreciate you, bud. Welcome, welcome. Hey, what should I need? Like a name, like welcome to the. You guys have any like 400 IQ ideas? Let me know. Do you do live reactions to tweets? Yeah, sure. Anything for you, Alka. Ride that poll, you dirty girl. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let me copy that. Move it over to here. Check it real quick. I love this kind of stuff, guys. This is they did one of those like turn a guy into a girl apps, those face swap deals. This is like the Vitalik and Justin Sun, the Tron guy, the TRX guy. That's, don't lie, you date both of these chicks. Come on. You would. You'd say yeah. X would. I know he would. Oh my god. Stop distracting me, Alka. Dude, this is wild. Chat, what are y'all gonna say if we actually pull this all-time high 30% drop continuation? I mean, come on. Come on. I'm just giving you free shit constantly. Actually, I would just be very excited after watching like the COVID dump when I never expected that. It just would make me very happy to see something I'm expecting to happen actually happen. So Link's doing good. What else is pumping? I'm kind of scrolling through. Bitcoin Gold. Oh my god. Bitcoin Gold's up 12%. I'm off myself. What in the world? Ridiculous. ETC. Coinbase is $7 still. Golly, that's still pumping. Alka. Gee. Check ETH. What's ETH doing? 490. Okay. You know what's funny? That looks real similar. Hold on. Look at these charts. I mean, within a little margin of error, but you have like the kind of uptrend, the peak, the pullback. Funny. I wonder if you have like the same whales really. ETC is leading the charge. Double black. Yeah, okay. Go on, you dirty girl. No one's looking. We won't look. Go ahead and change your clothes. It's fine. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm scrolling through. I'm seeing what else. I know you can't see it behind the chat, but I'm seeing what else is back. Oh, there's a lot of red out there, guys. A lot of red. Mainly it's the Bitcoin pairs. Like people. So when you see that, this is the part of the cycle where people are getting rid of their shit coins for the king. Because they know where Bitcoin's headed. And like in this particular instance, we're so close to the all-time high that most people are probably like, okay, we're gonna hit the all-time high. So they're selling their shit coins to ride this last 10% or whatever it is. And then they'll probably capital rotate back into those shit coins. But for now, what you will likely see is the Bitcoin pairs of a lot of alts go and Bitcoin go up. So I call that the bow to the king period. Alka, trading view question. CHG is on what damn chain? What is CHG percent? Change? Spell that out for me, like in words. I don't know what you're saying. Top right of your screen. Oh, that's like the daily change. It's as of a particular. It's like there's like a time, and every day at a certain period of time, like once the new candle opens, I think that's what it is. It's based on like as of a set time. So from that time on, because like for example, when Litecoin broke out, like right now it's showing a minus, it's like at its prior range. So